A doctor finds himself in an uncertain situation when he has to deal with a friend suffering from hypochondriasis. Tired of all his phobias, he takes him along on a work trip thinking he'll get better. However, there comes a twist when the sister of the doctor confuses the phobic with someone else. What happens next? Guess you'll have to stick around to the end to see how the whole story unfolds. Hello and welcome to Comedy Recap. Today we will give you a recap of the film Superchondriac. Spoilers ahead, obviously, and without further ado, let's dive right into it. The movie opens in Paris where we see an ambulance rushing toward the hospital. As the scene shifts to the inside of the ambulance, we can see all the medics trying to revive Romain, who is fainting. Soon they reach the hospital where he is taken to the ER, and after, the tests are performed. We see that one of the senior doctors looks at all the reports and says that Romain is totally fine. Meanwhile, Romain sneaks into the room, wearing the hospital robe, and interrupts the doctor. After the disrespect, the doctor asks the staff to kick him out of the hospital. Then we see that Romain is sitting on the bench when Dimitri comes in. Romain says to him that you are my doctor, so I had to call you. Annoyance is visible on Dimitri's face, saying that he is fed up with Romain's hypochondriac condition and that he can't take him back to his home again. Then the scene shifts to Dimitri's home, where everyone is gathered to celebrate New Year's Eve. As the clock hits midnight, everyone starts kissing each other because it's a tradition. But Romain, who is a hypochondriac, thinks that kissing will transfer the harmful bacteria from someone's mouth to his and starts pushing everyone away. Some people try to kiss him, so he smacks a few of the guests and falls. All this was before the hospital scene, and as he faints, he is taken to the hospital. Now we see Romain and Dimitri outside the hospital, where Romain requests him to take him back home, but Dimitri speeds up the car and leaves. When Dimitri reaches home, his wife is already very frustrated with him for calling Romain, who destroyed the party, and tells him about another issue regarding his sister, Anna, who has invited some refugees to Dimitri's home to stay. Dimitri asks his sister to leave and also tells all the refugees that they should leave his house. Romain visits a pharmacy to get a hand sanitizer to clean his hands because he fell in the hospital parking lot. The next day at the hospital, after greeting his fellows, Romain goes to the MRI room and scans his own body. Then he goes to visit Dr. Dimitri at his clinic, and instead of sitting in the waiting room, he barges in at Dimitri, who is consulting a patient. Dimitri shouts and asks him to leave. The assistant takes him away and makes him wait in the waiting room. There, Romain warns everyone to not touch the magazines as they are full of germs and offers hand sanitizer to everyone. After a while, Dr. Dimitri calls him into his office, and Romain presents him a gift for his rude behavior at his house and leaves without a checkup. We see him back in the lab, where he takes some pictures of the patients, and then, along with his colleagues, he goes to a nightclub for the first time. There, they drink cocktails, and suddenly, his friend Mark faints. Romain panics and falls to the ground. Both are brought to the ER, where Dr. Dimitri and another doctor come and tell Romain that his friend died of an aneurysm. Seeing Romain very sad, Dimitri spends some time with him, and they both drink. Dimitri tells him that he is a friend and takes him back home. We can see Dimitri's wife is very annoyed at Dimitri, who brought him back home. Romain stays there. In the middle of the night, he sneaks into Dimitri and Nora's room to tell him that he is having an aneurysm attack. Dimitri leaves his room and helps Romain make a dating profile on a website so he can get a partner that would help him with his condition. Dimitri asks him to create a fake profile, which doesn't work for Romain, as after the girl sees him, she leaves. Then they make a genuine profile that does work for a while, as the girl likes him. But once again, his hypochondriasis eventually ends that story as well. Romain goes back to Dimitri and tells him that didn't work. Both sit and have some talk. The next day, Dimitri takes Romain along with him as he goes to the refugee camp. At the camp, Dimitri tells Romain that all these people are coming from Turkestan, a war-torn country, and tells him that he got a pass for Romain as well, so he should join and help. First, Romain says he cannot, listening to which Dimitri bashes him and goes into the camp. However, instead of leaving, Romain does start helping in the camp. While Romain is outside the camp helping the people undock the ship, he helps Anton Merslov, the revolutionary hero of Turkestan. Seeing that Anton is injured, Romain helps him, but as his hand touches the wound and he sees the blood on his hand, he faints. Taking the benefit from the opportunity, Anton takes Romain's jacket along with all his belongings and leaves his bag there. Inside the camp, Anna checks for information about the patient laying on the bed, who is Romain, but confused by the documents in the bag, she thinks he is Anton and brings him home. Anna is a fan of the revolution, so she takes him in. Seeing all the benefits and privileges he can enjoy, Romain starts acting as Anton and doesn't reveal his true identity to Anna. We can see him enjoy the luxuries at Anna's home, while Dmitri goes to a police station so that he can file a missing persons report. There, Dmitri receives a call from Anna that he should come in and take a look at Anton's condition. Meanwhile, the real Anton goes to Romain's house to stay. When Romain goes back home, he finds Anton over there, so he dresses his wounds and comes back to Anna's house. Anna keeps taking care of Romain. They even go for a walking tour of Paris together. Eventually, both fall in love with each other. And one night after Anna's friends leave after meeting Romain, they both go to the bedroom and make love. The very next morning, Dmitri comes to Anna's house thinking that he'll find Anton there, but he sees Romain, who is now hiding under the bed. Dmitri doesn't reveal the truth in front of his sister and takes him along. Dmitri gives him a good beating after Romain reveals that he had made love with his sister. Romain tells him that he loves Anna and that he will go and confess everything to her. As he comes back home and is about to confess, police barge in and arrest both Romain and Anna. Next, in the police station, we see that Romain is trying very hard to convince the police officer that he is not Anton Merslov. After the officer has taken his statement, they bring in Anna to tell the truth. She says he is Anton, though. At that moment, Romain does tell her the truth. Still, he is detained. Anna goes to Dmitri, where he confirms the story. Anna also visits Romain's building, where she finds the actual Anton and brings him to Dmitri's office. After knowing that Romain is detained and will be transferred to Turkestan for something he has not done, the three of them plan to get him out of the detention center in Turkestan. Then we see, at night, the three of them, with some other soldiers, go to the central jail and get Romain free. However, as they are about to leave the building, a guard spots Dmitri and shoots him in the leg. Romain runs back and saves him. Meanwhile, the chase scene between the Turkestani soldiers and Anton goes on. Romain lies to Anna that he was shot in the back and they should kiss each other before he dies. They successfully reach a safe place, and Romain goes and thanks Anton for coming to save him, while Dmitri says to his sister that the real Anton is way more handsome. Anna goes and kisses Romain. Then we see Anna is dressing Dmitri's wound, while Romain enters and thanks Dmitri too. Romain is brought back to France, where the court releases him. Then the scene shifts to a church, where Anna and Romain are getting married. And then, before the movie ends, we see Anna giving birth to their first child, Romain changing the diapers of his son, and the movie ends when the paramedics leave both Romain and his son on the road upon, as Romain called an ambulance because his son drank pool water. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.